Hello there, my name is Richard McMunn from the job interview training website, passmyinterview.com, and in this important presentation, I am going to give you 11 great questions to ask an interviewer. So at some stage during your job interview, they are going to say to you, do you have any questions you'd like to ask us? Do not make the mistake of saying, no, you covered everything during the interview. I don't have any questions. You must ask a number of smart questions that put you across as the right person for the job. So if you have an interview coming up soon for any role or company and you want to know which questions you should ask in that interview, stay tuned because I am here to help you. So to help you pass your interview, this is what I will cover in this presentation. Number one. So I will quickly explain why it is vital you ask several smart questions in your interview. There are two reasons why you should be asking questions. Number two, I will then give you 11 great questions you can ask an interviewer. And all you have to do is choose the ones you are comfortable asking. Number three, I will then give you questions to ask that are specific for each job role. And I have placed the links to those questions in the description below the video for your convenience. And then finally, number four, I will tell you where you can instantly download these slides plus my 100 brilliant answers to difficult interview questions. And just very quickly, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. Thousands of you are passing your interviews. I can only help you if you are subscribed. And please hit the like button right now because that tells me you find these tutorials useful and that motivates me to create more content for you. Thank you very much. And also, please tell me the name of the job you are applying for in the comment section below the video, and I will give you some additional advice and tips to help you pass your interview at the first attempt. Thank you very much. So to begin with, why is it important to ask questions in an interview? Well, there are two reasons. Reason number one, asking questions shows you are serious about the job. The majority of people just want a paycheck. They don't care which company they are working for, and therefore they don't ask any questions. But asking smart questions tells the interviewer you are genuinely interested in the position and you want to help their company or organization be successful. So you have to ask the right questions. And the second reason why you should ask questions in your interview is because your questions will be the last thing the interviewer remembers you for. This is very important. So you will typically ask your questions at the end of the interview. And once you've asked your questions and the hiring manager has answered them, you will then leave the interview. Now, I was having an in-depth conversation with an experienced hiring manager yesterday, and this is what he said to me. As an interviewer, I will remember a candidate for the questions they ask me at the end. If they ask smart questions, I am more likely to hire them. Okay, but how many questions should you ask at the end of your job interview? Well, I recommend you ask no more than 3 questions. 3 is enough. 3 questions is enough to demonstrate to the interviewer that you are serious about the job and, more importantly, you are the right candidate for the position. But which questions should you ask? Well, let me now give you 11 great questions to ask an interviewer. And all you have to do is choose just 3 questions from the following 11 and make sure you write them down on a sheet of paper. I recommend you take your questions with you on a sheet of paper and get them out when the interviewer says to you, do you have any questions? This shows you are prepared. You have thought of the questions you want to ask in advance. So you are thinking about the questions you want to ask, and that tells the hiring manager you are prepared and you want to do a great job for them. So let's start working through those 11 questions, and I will then give you job-specific questions to ask. Don't forget, The links to those job-specific questions to ask an interviewer are in the description for you. The first question you could ask in your interview is, can you tell me more about the team I would be a part of in this role? Now, this SMART question tells the interviewer one of your priorities is teamwork, and you want to know the dynamics of the team you will be a part of. So it's a selfless question. You want to know about the team you will be a part of. It's a great question to ask in your interview. The second question to ask an interviewer is, what opportunities are there for career advancement in the company? Now, this is a great question because it tells the hiring manager you are keen, ambitious, and also, more importantly, you want to build a long-term career at their company. It's a great question. The third question you can ask an interviewer is, who would I be directly responsible to in this position? This is a SMART question because it shows you understand you will be accountable to someone in the role and you want to do a great job for them. So the question is, who would I be directly responsible to in this position? The fourth of our 11 great questions to ask an interviewer is, what would my success in the role look like in 12 months from now? That's a great question. And it's one of my favorite questions to ask an interviewer because it shows you are focusing on what it takes to become a productive and high-performing team member. What would my success in the role look like in 12 months from now? You are looking forward to the future and visualizing what your success in the position would be like. It's a very smart question. The fifth of our brilliant questions to ask an interviewer is, what opportunities will there be in the role for training and development? So this is another smart question to ask an interviewer because it shows you understand the importance of continuous improvement and growth. What opportunities will there be in the role for training and development? Question 6 to ask an interviewer is, where do you see the company in 2 years from now? This is a very clever question. I love it because it says the candidate is thinking of staying in the position long term and they are forward thinking. Again, they are looking to the future. And you can see how all these questions are focused on the organization, what you can do to help the company. You are not asking questions about, can I have time off? How much am I going to get paid? They are smart questions because you are focusing on the success of the organization. So that one is, where do you see the company in 2 years from now? It's also a great question because you are allowing the interviewer to talk about their company, which they will enjoy doing. The 7th question of our 11 great questions to ask an interviewer is, what's the best thing about working for this company? So again, this is a clever question because it allows them to talk about something positive that they are very proud of, their company. It's a great question. Question number 8 is, what's the biggest challenge facing the company right now and what can I do in the role to help you overcome it? This is such a good question. It tells the hiring manager you want to make a positive difference in the role and help the company move forward. What's your biggest challenge? What can I do in the role to help you overcome it? Question number 9 of our 11 great questions to ask an interviewer is this. What have previous employees done to be successful in this position? So this is a smart question because it tells the hiring manager you understand that success can be replicated. Question number 10 to ask an interviewer is, what's the most important contribution you want from an employee in this position? So this great question tells the interviewer you want to really focus on achieving the best for your employer in your work. What's the most important contribution you want from an employee in this position? Here is question number 11 before I then give you those job specific questions. Here we go. This is a brilliant, smart question. Is there any further information I can read to learn more about your company while I wait to find out the result of the interview? So this question tells the interviewer you are keen to learn more about their company and what it does. You are preparing for life as one of their employees. So there's 11 questions. You only have to choose 3 to ask at the end of your interview. Now, What I will do is give you job-specific questions you can ask an interviewer. Job-specific questions. Don't forget, I've placed the links in the description below the video for you so you can skip straight to your specific job. So these are the 3 questions I would ask based on each job role. Let's start with customer service job interviews. Question number 1. Who are your biggest competitors and how can I help you beat them? Question number 2. How do you use feedback from your customers to improve company performance? And question number 3. How often do you launch new products and services for your customers? So those are 3 great questions for customer service job interviews. Let's now move on to the questions you can ask in a sales job interview. Here we go. Question 1. Who will set my sales targets in this role and how often will they be reviewed? The second question. Can you tell me more about the sales team I would be a part of in this position? And question number 3. What incentives are there if someone beats their sales targets? That third question shows you to be ambitious and enthusiastic. Let's now take a look at questions to ask in an administrative job interview. Question number 1. What would my priorities be in the position and what could I do in the role to make your working day easier? That's a great question. Question number 2. What's the culture like in the company? And question number 3. What systems and tools would I be expected to use in this admin position? So they are all focused on their company and what you will be expected to do in the organization in your admin position. Let's now take a look at questions you can ask in a healthcare or National Health Service job interview. Question number 1. What are the main challenges facing this hospital at present? Question number 2. What's a typical working day like for the healthcare team? And question number 3. How do employees at the hospital put forward ideas and suggestions to help improve healthcare standards? Those are 3 great questions you can ask in your healthcare or NHS job interview. Let's now take a look at questions you can ask an interviewer in an internal job interview. Question number 1. What is your favourite part about working for this team or department? Question number 2. What are the performance expectations in the first year? That's a great question. And question number 3. Who conducts the performance reviews and how often do they occur? So those are 3 great questions you can ask an interviewer in an internal job interview. Let's now take a look at questions you can ask in a retail job interview. Question number 1. How often is stock changed and do you run promotions during each of the seasons? Question number 2. What do you think is the most challenging aspect of this job? And question number 3. How have people previously succeeded in this retail role? So there are 3 great questions you can ask in a retail job interview. Let's now take a look at questions you can ask in a technical job interview. Here we go. Question number 1. What are the biggest technical challenges you've been facing recently? When they tell you what they are, you can then explain how you can help them overcome them. Question number 2. What's the first thing you would need me to concentrate on in this position? You are thinking about yourself in the role and how you can add value to their company. And question number 3 for technical job interviews. How do you see my technical expertise and knowledge being used in the team? Those are 3 great questions for technical job interviews. Let's now move on to questions you can ask in an engineering job interview. Here we go. Question number 1. What is a general career path for someone in this engineering role? Question number 2. What type of personalities are best suited to your engineering team? That's a great question. You want to find out the type of personality that fits into their team. And when they tell you what it is, you can explain how it fits with your own personality. And question number 3, how would I contribute to the company's goals in this engineering position? Great questions to ask in an engineering job interview. Let's now take a look at questions you can ask in either a public sector, civil service or government job role. Question number 1. Can you tell me about the team or department I would be a part of in this role? Question 2. Can you please explain how career progression and promotion works in the public sector or civil service? And question number 3. What advice would you give to the successful candidate who wants to excel in their work for the civil service? Let's now take a look at questions you can ask in a hospitality job interview. Question 1. Apart from delivering excellent service, what else can I do in this role to help your business thrive? Question number 2. Will there be the opportunity for overtime in the position? That's a great one. If you are the type of person who wants overtime, ask that question in your hospitality job interview. It will increase your chances of success. And question number 3, how often do you update or change the menus? Let's now take a look at questions you can ask in an internship interview. Question number 1, can you describe the company's culture? Question number 2, what are the main duties and responsibilities involved in this internship? And question 3, what advice would you give to an intern working for your company who wants to succeed? 3 great questions for an internship interview. The next questions you can ask are for finance job interviews. Question 1, what's the dynamic like between the company directors, senior management team and employees? I love that question. Question number 2, what are the biggest political and economic challenges facing the company right now? And question 3, what type of people typically succeed at this company? 3 great questions for your finance job interview. Let's now take a look at management and leadership job interviews. Which questions should you ask? Question number 1. What are the short, medium and long-term objectives of the business? Question number 2. What are the current strengths and weaknesses of the team I would be managing? That's a great question. And question number 3, how often would I meet with the senior management team to discuss the plans for the business? 3 great questions for your manager or leadership job interview. Now, the next thing to do, if you want to download these slides plus my 100 brilliant answers to difficult interview questions, is click that link right now in the top right hand corner of the video. Head straight through to my website, passmyinterview.com, and you can get these slides with all the questions plus 100 brilliant answers to difficult interview questions. These come in a PDF guide, which means you can literally have them in your inbox within 2 minutes from now. Make sure you check out that link. Also, don't forget to tell me in the comments section the name of the job you are applying for. I will give you some brilliant questions and answers to help you pass your interview. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I mean it. I want to help you throughout your career, not just pass every job interview you ever attend, but also help you negotiate a higher salary and get promoted when you are ready. I can only do those things if you are subscribed. Please hit the like button, and you can also connect with me on LinkedIn. I have put my LinkedIn link in the description below the video. It is always a pleasure and an honor to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all the best for passing your job interview. Have a wonderful day.